How many of you are on Twitter? Y'all have a Twitter account?
I got to meet at Twitter.
Okay, so, what do you think about Twitter? What's it really for?
I love it.
There's a lot of publicity and public relations that I see on Twitter. So that is the internet, and that is something that I think was originally designed just to communicate between individuals, and yet businesses have said, hey, this is a way to get some free advertising. Does it really cost them to tweet anything? Does it cost you to tweet anything?
No.
No, don't have to pay anything. Did anybody hear of that, the tweet that broke down Twitter about a month ago, earlier this month?
Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
What was it?
I don't know, it was like a selfie or something.
Yes, it was a selfie. Do you know who did it or where it was
Ellen
at?
DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres. She was at the Oscars, okay? And the Oscars was sponsored by, you see things, TV shows, whatever, sponsored by. That means the company gave a lot of money to get their name out there during the program. It was sponsored by Samsung. And so she went into the audience. You know who Ellen DeGeneres is. She's kind of a funny gal. She goes out to the audience and talks to all these stars and takes out a Samsung phone and does a selfie. And her whole goal, she said to them, was, I want to break Twitter. I want to break Twitter. So she takes this selfie and it has all these big stars. And it goes to millions and millions of people. Everyone on the TV saw that it was taken by a Samsung phone. And Twitter, Twitter got some free advertising too there, didn't they? Getting their name out there. So she sent it out and asked everyone, retweet, retweet. Well, it got the most retweets of any tweet ever and the most favorites, surpassing the one with Barack Obama and his wife in it. So that was kind of a publicity stunt, even though Samsung had some commercial spots that they bought during the Oscars. They didn't ask her to do that per se. That was probably something that she came up with, and it just went crazy. So even though, let's say they spent $1 million to have a commercial, that tweet kept going around and around and around, and that picture that was taken with the Samsung phone that everyone's still talking about today. So do you think that was a good investment that Samsung did?
Oh yeah.
Let's sponsor the Oscars, yeah. So that's a way to use some publicity, and it kind of, sort of, part of it was free, but not all of it. Here's what we're gonna do. Got your iPads? Anna can use the iPad. There's 4 aspects of promotion in general. Can we remember what they were? So Annika will pass out the iPads. So here, the promotional mix is made up of what 4 types of promotion? Okay. So on your paper, these 4 items make up your promotional mix. Okay, so, actually if you read your first instruction, write each one on the top of the box, because we're going to put other things inside the box. And if you will look at your sheet,
Oh boy.
number 1, identify the 4 types of promotion that make up the promotional mix. Write each one on the top of the box. A box. Pick a box. Doesn't matter which one. Number 2. Drew, would you read number 2 for me?
Sure. Perform an internet search for each business from the list below.
Okay, hold on. See the list below on your paper? Those are companies that I've identified. Those are the only places I want you going to on your iPad right now, please, and thank you. But you can work with somebody, and you can do one, and you can do the other, then you can share. Go on.
Quickly research the site to identify which promotion type they use the most and write down examples and reasons.
Okay, so the first one I put on there, I kind of hand wrote because it was kind of, I grabbed that after I printed these, is the Toms. So we talked about Toms. Colin, where do you think, which one of those 4 does Toms use the most in their mix? Based on what we talked about.
Public relations.
And publicity. Tell me why you believe that it's this one.
Because they're trying to help people in Africa.
Yeah, and they talk about that as much, if not more than, the product itself, right? Have you ever seen a commercial for Tom's?
No.
I don't think I have, so they don't use a lot of advertising, do they? So maybe they're saving those dollars and spending them on shoes for other people. So he's correct. So Tom's would go in whatever, would go into that one. Do you understand? Does that make any sense to you guys? Okay. So number 3, write the name of the business in the corresponding promotion box. So the promotion box that says public relations and publicity, the company Tom's would go in there. So this, we're just trying to identify what they use the most. Doesn't mean that they don't use the other kind, but which one do they primarily, based on your research of their websites, do they primarily use about them? They do something very specifically that most companies don't do a lot of. And so when you put your company in one of those boxes that you think that they do the most, I'm gonna ask you to explain why you think they do that.
Oh, I know what this is now.
Sales promotion that I did not go over very much, and I apologize for that, is if it doesn't fit in one of those other three, it's like a sales promotion. It's usually a short term, like a coupon or an incentive. And we'll kind of talk more about that after we finish this particular. So if it's a product you think they use coupons all the time, I would never buy it without a coupon, then they're focusing mostly on sales promotion. So when you get to these sites, sometimes you have to scroll down maybe to the bottom or look information about something special. Starts with a V on the Cutco website. Vector Marketing.
Is that it?
Check that out. So you might want to,
Oh.
when you get to a website,
I
look,
remember.
either do the About Us or some of those kinds of things. So I want you to look at this more from a marketing perspective instead of a customer. How about Von Maur? You ever seen a commercial for them? Have you heard anything on the radio? Or get a coupon in the mail? Big flyer? So they clearly don't use sales promotion, do they?
No.
So they're not gonna go into that box. Do they advertise a lot?
No.
No. So they're not gonna, so now we're down to two boxes. It's either between personal selling or public relations.
Choose your brain.
Good. How'd you figure that out?
Cause I found it, like, what it's talking about here, basically.
Awesome.
Oh, that's what it is?
Oh, I thought.
Oh, that's what sales promotion
That'll give you
is?
some
I thought that
information.
was personal.
Pardon me?
What's sales promotion?
Sales promotion is generally, it's a short term, like an incentive, coupon or a sale, or, a sale that has an end date.
Gotcha.
0% financing on the Ford truck till the end of the month. That would be
Am I
like a
a
sales
real
promotion.
fan? I don't know, like.
What about Chick-fil-A? Has anyone done that one yet?
I just put that in advertising.
In advertising, tell me why.
Cause you see a lot of commercials about it.
Do you see a lot of commercials for Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Mitch is disagreeing with you. Tell me why. Both companies all have that in common, where they kind of use their institutional type of promotion to let you know about their company. This is what we believe in, and Matt is correct. There was a big publicity thing about them a couple of years ago, and it wasn't necessarily positive, but everyone talked about Chick-fil-A. They didn't have to pay for the publicity, which was kind of negative, but guess what? It created a lot of interest in their company. A lot of people go into the Chick-fil-A. So, okay, so Von Maur we say is in personal selling. Samsung, where did we put Samsung? We talked a little bit about them. They did a little bit of publicity. What did you? Advertising. So a lot of print advertising I've seen, TV, commercials. I agree with you there. Anyone have a different perspective or disagree? Coca-Cola? Do we agree with advertising for Coca-Cola? Yes. Cutco, who found Cutco?
Personal selling.
Personal selling, what did you uncover about Cutco?
It's like door-to-door selling, like assignments.
Yeah,
You're
and
exactly
you can,
correct.
like,
Ford, what do you think about Ford?
Sales
I put,
promotion.
yeah, sales promotion.
Personal selling.
Sales promotion? This one's an interesting one. Personal selling, sales
'Cause I
promotion, what
see-
else?
I'll see like how they have sales and stuff going on at dealerships and stuff, and I went to the website, that was like one of the first things I saw, talking about like sales and stuff.
That's a great pickup. That's fantastic. So really, did you kind of find that a lot of times you had a hard time picking just one? So maybe Ford is an example of where their promotional mix is very balanced in all of these different areas, including the sales. So let's just take Oscar Mayer. They're pushing their product toward the retailers, not these ones up here, to the customer, but how's the customer gonna get it? I mean, I can make all the great Oscar Mayer stuff I want, but I don't have a store. I want my customers to want it, but I need to push it to the retail outlets. So I need to make a favorable impression, like Mr. Guzman was saying, on the retail locations. And so that's the push from the manufacturer. The pull, so that's the push part. The pull comes from, I want to pull the customers into their store. So that works for the retailer, more customers come into their store. Works for me as the manufacturer, they're coming in looking for my product. So that's kind of the push-pull of the promotion from a manufacturing standpoint. Push it to the stores if I don't have a store that pulls customers in. So that is the other part of the promotional mix. And yes, there's business to business, there's business to consumer, and the next part, which I'm sure Mr. Guzman will go into next time, more about the business to business, where there's trade promotions, different kinds of ways to advertise. Manufacturers can advertise business to business, which we don't really see. The four categories of promotion, again, are, can you help me?
Personal selling.
Personal selling, let's have one from
Everybody.
each person.
Public relations and
Public relations and I can't even say it, publicity. Drew? Advertising,
Sales promotion.
sales promotion, all together is called the what? Mitch?
Promotional mix.
Promotional mix, there you go, excellent job, all right, and we'll go from there next time. And now you can spend some time working on your retailing.
Hot dog.